Welcome to Dr. Dan's Psychological Facts. Dive into a world of fascinating facts about the human mind. Subscribe now for fresh weekly episodes from Dr. Aby Daniel. Why sadness feels addictive and how to break free. Have you ever felt strangely drawn to your own sadness? Like it's easier to sit in the heaviness than to let it go? You're not alone. Sadness, while painful, can often feel familiar, almost like second nature. But why does it pull us in and refuse to let us go? The truth is, our brains are wired in complex ways. Negative emotions, like sadness, activate certain neural pathways repeatedly over time. The more we dwell in sadness, the stronger these paths grow, making the emotion feel almost habitual. It's not your fault, it's biology at play. Additionally, sadness often offers a strange sense of comfort. It can feel safe because it's predictable. Joy, on the other hand, invites vulnerability and risk, leaving us exposed to disappointment. Ironically, staying sad sometimes feels like the safer emotional option. Do you find your mind replaying negative memories over and over? This process, called rumination, keeps sadness alive and thriving. It tricks you into thinking you're solving problems, but all it really does is deepen emotional wounds. Rumination is like holding on to an emotional anchor. The more you replay the same thoughts, the more sadness feels justified and habitual. But here's the thing, breaking free from this loop starts with recognizing it for what it is, a mental habit, not a necessity. Often, sadness becomes part of our identity. Phrases like, "I've always been this way," or, "Sadness is just part of me," reinforce this bond. This isn't who you are, it's simply a feeling you've carried for too long. Did you know your brain rewards emotional patterns, even when they're negative? Sadness can become addictive because it triggers the brain's reward systems. This means you enjoy sadness. It means your brain has learned to expect it as part of your emotional cycle. For some, sadness is linked to a release of endorphins, a natural coping mechanism. Strange as it might sound, the brain sometimes mistakes consistency for comfort. So, even though sadness hurts, the pattern feels familiar and oddly reassuring. Coping tactics like isolating yourself or numbing emotions with distractions can reinforce these neural pathways. By repeating the same emotional responses, you inadvertently train your brain to hold on to sadness, making it feel harder to let go. The first step in breaking free is awareness. Ask yourself, does your sadness linger long after the reason for it has passed? Do you find yourself seeking out sad music, movies, or memories that intensify the feeling? If so, you might be caught in a sadness-reinforcing loop. Another key sign is avoidance. Are you avoiding joy or happiness out of fear it's temporary? If you feel hesitant to embrace hope or positivity, sadness might have become your emotional default. Remember, sadness isn't a reflection of your worth, it's simply a state you're in. Acknowledging this doesn't make you weak, it shows courage. By identifying the patterns, you've already begun the work of loosening sadness's grip. Breaking free from sadness takes patience, but every small step counts. Start by disrupting old patterns. If your thoughts spiral into negativity, gently steer them towards something neutral or positive. Mindfulness and grounding exercises can help you catch those emotional detours. Challenge your sadness with action. If you feel tempted to isolate yourself, reach out to a friend, even if it's just a short text. If your inner critic grows louder, counter it with affirmations like, "This sadness is temporary," or, "I am more than my emotions." Remember to foster kindness toward yourself. Healing isn't linear. You'll have good days and hard days, and that's okay. Celebrate every effort, no matter how small, because each one moves you closer to emotional freedom. Replacing sadness isn't about forcing happiness, it's about creating space for healthier emotions. Start with gratitude. Acknowledging even the smallest things you're grateful for can help your brain shift focus away from sadness. Build new habits that nurture joy. Pick up a hobby, spend time in nature, Or maintain a journal where you focus on progress and self-discovery. These small habits retrain your brain to expect positive rewards rather than staying stuck in sadness. Allow yourself to feel the full range of emotions, even the scary ones. Feeling joy or hope won't make you weak, it strengthens your emotional resilience. By opening yourself up to these possibilities, you'll find balance rather than feeling trapped. Breaking free from sadness doesn't mean you'll never feel it again, nor should you expect that. Sadness is a normal part of life, and being human means experiencing highs and lows. What matters is not staying in sadness longer than it serves you. When sadness arises again, remind yourself it's an emotion, not a permanent state. You've learned to break free before, and you can do it again. Approach these moments with curiosity instead of judgment, and let each experience strengthen your emotional toolkit. You deserve more than the comfort of sadness. You deserve the fullness of living freely and embracing hope. Breaking free is a journey, and while it takes persistence, each step forward is a victory. Subscribe now for fresh weekly episodes from Dr. Aby Daniel.